Let me ask you something straight up. If you didn't make it home tonight, would your family be financially secure tomorrow? And I'm not talking about, hopes, dreams, prayers, and GoFundMe campaigns. I'm talking about cold hard cash for mortgage payments, car notes, college tuition, and groceries. Here's the ugly truth. In Alabama, Georgia, where I'm doing business, uh, the experts are telling us that more and more people are at risk that one death could turn their family's future upside down, financially, emotionally, of course, and generationally. This just isn't a Georgia or Alabama problem. Nationally, life insurance, the use of life insurance has been declining for years, especially important where I live around the North Georgia area. Cost of living is just climbing. I'm sure it's climbing in every area, but it's climbing here at an alarming rate. So you need something to help keep pace with that protection gap that tends to widen as time goes on, as the family expands. Many of us, we could be just one step away from tragedy, but we also don't want to have to deal with a financial disaster once that tragedy occurs. So let's break this down. Decades ago, most households had at least one life insurance policy because you have maybe one person working. Many decades ago, probably before me. Today, fewer than half of Americans have adequate coverage. Surveys show in my area where I work, Alabama and Georgia, that families have even dropped their policies or they never bought one. And they cite things like cost, confusion, the belief that they'll get it later. Many people say that. But here's the kicker. The annual funeral costs in Georgia, Alabama area, 8,000, 12,000. I spent more than that in 2000. Add in medical bills that maybe is left behind, credit card balances, and a mortgage that's suddenly, a grieving family. You're staring at tens of thousands of dollars in debt. Could be a lien or things that have to be paid off immediately, like keeping the family's best car around. So let me ask you, if your paycheck disappeared, how long could you keep the lights on? Or for a month, 3 months? Or would you be forced to sell your home, drain your savings, or have to solicit help from others? And why is it like this? Why is this happening? Why are so many people uninsured or underinsured? There's a cost perception. People think life insurance is expensive, but in reality, a healthy 30-year-old, call me tomorrow, healthy 30-year-old can often get a term policy for less than the price of a daily coffee. And that's not even Starbucks prices. But the average cup of coffee and maybe IHOP or something is $2.50, $3. Procrastination is another reason. We tell ourselves I'll get it later, but later turns into never. And when the health problems show up, coverage gets harder to get because it goes up. Sometimes it becomes impossible as things develop in your life. The next reason people are underinsured is employer dependence. Now, I tell people take advantage of the policies at work. They're great. They're great as a supplement. But we have to realize once you leave that job or lose that job, the coverage disappears. I know you're 50, you've been there 25 years. My coverage is only like $50 a month. Well, even when you retire from that job, 25, 30 years at that job, you retire and the pension kicks in or whatever kicks in when you turn 60. That premium is probably going to quintuple. And I say quintuple because they probably get higher than that because they're going to base it on your age and you're not going to be in your employer group coverage. If you have any questions about that, like I said, my information's in the link. Oh, sorry. There's a link to me in the description. So go ahead and reach out and schedule an appointment or email me. But you're a Zoom appointment away to answer any questions you may have. And if you have any questions about that, just look in the description and you can find a link to set up a Zoom appointment with me, sit and talk about what you have, what you need, and move from there. Or just reach out. If you're not in Alabama, Georgia, reach out to your life insurance company and see how they may be able to help you out if somebody that's in your area. Another reason is confusion. Whole life, variable life, universal life, term life, it all sounds complicated. And when people don't understand, they freeze. but freezing doesn't protect your family. It leaves you exposed. You don't want them exposed. Get in contact with me. And what's the fallout of all this? Let's get real. I've seen families lose everything because they didn't have coverage, or have to just make a tremendous change to the lives of their kids, or maybe even a parent that's staying with them because they don't have life insurance. If a young father passes away suddenly, his wife is left with two kids, a mortgage, and no income. Sometimes within a year, the house is gone. A grandmother raising her grandkids dies without insurance. The family scrambles to borrow and beg to give her a decent burial. These are not rare stories. They're happening every single week in communities across America. And the sad part, most of these disasters could have been prevented with a simple, affordable policy. So, all right, let's get out of the downer syndrome, and let's go from a little fear to action. What do we need to do to change everything, to try to give ourselves the best chance of making it out of a financial disaster? Ask yourself, do you even have coverage? If the answer is no, reach out to me or reach out to somebody in your area. You have to start somewhere. Your family is exposed. Then how much coverage do you need? A $25,000 policy may sound good, but will it actually replace your income for years? Or will it actually eliminate debt that's surrounding your family and probably burdening your family already? Probably not. Who owns the policy? If it's only through your employer, you're at risk of losing it when you change jobs, like I said earlier. And when was the last time you reviewed your policy? A lot of people don't do that, especially for the guys that have done the right thing for like 25 years. But has anything changed? Did you get the policy before you got married? And it's still in your late parents' name? Do you have a wife? You got it when you got your first child? Or since you got the other three children, maybe you didn't make any adjustments? The coverage changes from time to time. Get in contact with me. Get in contact with me, and I can help you with that. And ask yourself, if your family had to live off your policy payout, how long would it last? That tells you right there. If if both people in the house, parents in the house, or people that are commingling together, if there's enough to eliminate debt and that person carries on, that's great. But maybe you have a spouse that doesn't necessarily have a steady income. How long would they last just on that? And then if you do have a spouse that's working, did you plan to pay for college or help with college or help with somebody else in case of your demise? So here's the bottom line. Life insurance isn't about you. It's about the people you love. Show me who you love, and I'll help you take care of them. If you're uninsured, you're gambling with your family's future or with the future of those you love. If you're underinsured, that means you just don't have enough. You're giving them a false sense of security. So here's the action items you need to take and follow. Pull out your current policy if you have one, or call HR. And if it's at their work, and actually read it. Please read your policy. Please read it, and whatever you don't understand, ask questions about it. Calculate your family's monthly expenses is the next step, and multiply that by 5 to 10 years. It's going to give you a huge, scary number, but that's the ballpark of what you need to take care of your family. Hey, if you can only do 2 years and you take care of those 2 years, that's all it is. I'm sorry, we can't create money out of air, but there are other steps we can talk about once we have a conversation with me. Now, if you don't have coverage, or if you're underinsured, talk to a licensed professional this week, not next year, not someday, this week. My Zoom contact information is in the phone. If you're from Kentucky or something where I don't do business, give me a call. I mean, I can answer questions. I can't necessarily help you with getting the protection you need, but I answer anybody's question. Leave a comment. And while you're leaving a comment, make sure you hit the subscribe button and check in with us from time to time. Update your beneficiaries is the next thing that comes to mind. Don't let outdated paperwork define your family's future. Because if you decided to leave your ex, whatever, or I wouldn't go with the ex. Let's say you made a parent your beneficiary. You have siblings. Something happens to you, the siblings get to split that money. And that'll be a tragedy if they're not level headed. Know that you have a wife and family. You don't want to leave them out. So, because at the end of the day, life insurance is love insurance, and that's the last gift you'll ever give to your family. And the question is, will it be a gift of security or a gift of struggle? And that's all I have on this topic right now. If you have any questions, we can schedule some time to just go over where you are, where you want to go, and get you taken care of. And if you have any questions from anyone in the nation, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care of yourself and have a great day.